Will hardwiring a dash cam void your vehicle warranty? In this video, I'm going to pull back the curtain on one of the biggest scare tactics the auto industry uses to keep you in line. I'll show you the exact federal laws for Canada and USA that protects your right to modify your car, and we'll break down exactly what you can do, from dash cams to other vehicle mods, without risking a single penny of your factory warranty. Let's go. So you did it. You just brought home your dream car. The paint is flawless. It's still got that new car smell. And you've already got a list of mods ready to go. First up, a dash cam for a little extra peace of mind. You know, the smart, responsible thing to do. But when you mention it to the service advisor at the dealership, you see their face change and they hit you with that line we all dread. If you install that, it's going to void your warranty. They're counting on you to get scared. They're hoping you don't know your rights. But here's the truth. They really don't want you to know. That statement is completely false. That knot in your stomach when a dealer threatens your warranty, that's not an accident. They want you to think that the warranty you paid thousands for is so fragile that it will disappear the second a non-factory part gets near your car. Why? So you'll only use their parts and their service department for every little thing. It's a business model that runs on you not knowing the rules. But you have a secret weapon. It's called the Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act, USA. Canadian Consumer Protection Law, Canada. These are powerful federal laws passed way back specifically to protect people like us from shady warranty practices. Here's the main thing you need to remember. A company can't just void your warranty because you used an aftermarket part. The burden of proof is on them. They have to prove with actual evidence that the part you installed directly caused the failure you're asking them to fix. Let me make it simple. Installing a new catback exhaust doesn't void the warranty on your touchscreen radio. Putting on different wheels and tires doesn't void the warranty on your engine. They can't legally deny a claim for a broken air conditioning compressor just because you installed a lift kit. If the part didn't cause the problem, they can't deny the claim. A single modification can't void your entire warranty. The most they could do is deny the claim for the part that failed, but the rest of your warranty is still perfectly fine. So when a service advisor gives you that blanket, it'll void your warranty line, they are either misinformed or they are straight up trying to mislead you. All right, now that we know our rights under the Magnuson-Moss Act and the Canadian Consumer Protection Law, let's talk about the fun stuff. This is the green light list. Mods that are so low risk, a dealer would have a nearly impossible time trying to connect them to a major failure. The best example is our dash cam. It's one of the first things people add, and dealers love to use it to scare you. Let's look at how you can install one and the real world risk. The 12-volt lighter plug. This is as risk-free as it gets. You're just plugging an accessory into a port designed for, well, accessories. It's no different than charging your phone. As long as your dash cam doesn't blow a fuse, you're 100% in the clear. Any dealer who says otherwise is just plain wrong. The only real downside is the dangling cord, the high chance someone will unplug it to charge their phone, and usually no parking mode options. The OBD2 port adapter. This is the new go-to for warranty-conscious owners. The OBD2 port has been on every car since 1996, except a few Teslas, and it can provide the constant power needed for a dash cam's parking mode. These adapters are simple plug-and-play devices, no cutting, no splicing, and since it's not permanent, you can unplug it in 5 seconds before you go in for service, leaving zero trace. Quality adapters are incredibly safe because they only use the power and ground pins. They don't mess with the car's computer. It's the easiest way to get parking mode with almost no risk. If you want to learn more about what to look for in an OBD2 port, watch our video, OBD2 power adapter dangerous? Is it safe to use the OBD2 port for power? It currently has over 90,000 views. Link is just up here. Professional hardwiring. This gives you the cleanest look by tapping directly into your car's fuse box. Here's the reality. If a professional, reputable shop does the work using fuse taps or hardwiring, the risk is still incredibly low. For instance, here at Safe Drive Solutions, we use factory service information to determine suitable and safe locations to power your dash camera. Now, if the install is done incorrectly and it fries an electrical module, yes, they could deny the claim for that part. But they can't void your engine warranty over it. The key is a professional install. In fact, a lot of dealers secretly send this job out to an aftermarket accessory shop and just mark up the price. So now you're paying double or sometimes even triple the same work a reputable shop could do for you. Have you ever been curious how Toyota has been installing your factory dash camera in your new Toyota? Here's a video right here. Here is your Toyota dash camera. I'm actually removing this from a 2024 RAV4 Prime, and this was installed by the dealer. Now, a lot of car dealers will tell you that the reason why you get the Toyota dash camera is because it'll plug right into all of the factory wiring, and we're not doing any splicing at all. So look, oh look, there's a plug. It plugs in. Boy, this is great. But wait, does it plug in? Yep, that's right. It plugs directly into this, which gives you hardwiring cables. So guess what? The car dealer that tells you that they're not going to be splicing into any wires in your vehicle, they do it themselves with their Toyota dash camera. See, it's not just us that install it this way. The car dealer does as well. Beyond dash cameras, other green light mods include things like cosmetic parts, spoilers, emblems, vinyl wraps, different grills, interior bits like upgraded floor mats, new shifter knobs, phone mounts, simple bolt-ons like mud flaps or skid plates. For any of these, a dealer has almost no legal ground to stand on if they try to deny an unrelated warranty claim. The yellow light list. Proceed with caution. Now we're getting into the real enthusiast mods, the parts that make our cars look, sound, and handle better. Welcome to the yellow light list. These parts don't automatically void your warranty, but this is where a dealership might try to pick a fight if a related part fails. Wheels and tires. This is probably the most popular mod out there. It will not void your powertrain warranty, but let's say you install wheels with a really aggressive offset that puts extra stress on your wheel bearings. If a wheel bearing fails early, the dealer could argue that your new wheels caused the problem. They'd still have to prove it, but their argument at least becomes more plausible. Suspension. Lowering springs, coilovers, upgrading your suspension won't void the warranty on your sunroof. But if a CV joint fails or an axle boot tears, a dealer might point to the new, sharper angles from lowering the car. Again, they have to prove it, but you should be ready to have that conversation about how the mod could be related to the failure. Catback exhaust systems. A catback exhaust just replaces the pipes from the catalytic converter back to the tips. It's almost entirely for sound. Since it's located after all the important engine and emission sensors, it's widely considered a very safe mod. It doesn't change engine performance in a way that would cause anything to break. Still, an uninformed service advisor might see a shiny new muffler and try to use it as a scapegoat. Be ready to politely explain that it's just for noise and has nothing to do with the engine's operation. The key with yellow light mods is to understand that failures have to be related. The dealer can only try to deny a claim for a part that was directly affected by your modification. Finally, we've arrived at the red light list. These are mods that can and often will lead to a totally legitimate denial of a warranty claim. That's because they fundamentally change how the car's most critical and expensive systems operate. ECU tuning, engine flashing. This is the big one. This is the fastest way to get your powertrain warranty flagged. When you tune your car's computer, you're overriding the factory software that controls everything from fuel and timing to boost pressure. If you have any kind of engine or transmission problem after a tune, the manufacturer can easily see the software was changed. They will almost certainly deny the claim, and they'd be on solid ground to do so. You're running the engine way outside the limits it was designed and warranted for. When you install red light mods, you're in pay to play territory. You're accepting the risk that if a major component breaks, the bill is coming to you. Now, I have a lot of friends who do these types of mods to their vehicles, and typically they never even bring it back to the car dealer. They're trying to build vehicles for quarter-mile races and amongst many other things. Okay, so what happens when you have a totally legitimate issue with a green light or yellow light mod and the service advisor denies your claim? First, stay calm. Don't get angry. You're the one who knows the rules here, so be the expert in the room. Second, ask them one simple, powerful question. Can you please show me in writing how my aftermarket part directly caused this specific failure? Remember, they have to prove causation. Just pointing at your part isn't enough. Third, mention the Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act by name if you were in the USA, Canadian Consumer Protection Law, Canada. You'd be surprised how often just showing you know the law is enough to get them to back down. If they still won't budge, it's time to escalate. Talk to the service manager, then the dealership's general manager. If you're still getting stonewalled, contact the vehicle manufacturer's corporate customer service line directly. And through this whole process, document everything. Keep a record of every call, every conversation, who you spoke to, and when. I want to talk about insurance and reputable shops. When getting aftermarket parts installed in your new car, here are a couple things to consider. Business insurance. Make sure who you're dealing with is fully insured. For example, here in BC, Canada, oftentimes people look for businesses with an ICBC garage policy. The thing is, an ICBC garage policy only covers you while you are working on the vehicle. As soon as the keys are given to the customer, you no longer have any insurance coverage, which means if something happens a week later due to faulty wiring, that company has no insurance. That is why we also have a federated insurance policy that covers us after the job is completed. Accidents do happen, even to the best of us. Cash jobs. Often customers approach us to do cash jobs, which we do not do at Safe Drive Solutions. I understand people want to save tax, but consider this. People ask us about if we will void their warranty, and then in the same breath ask us to do it for cash. Keep in mind, getting someone to do a cash job on your new vehicle is a risk because there's no paper transaction record of your installation, which means their insurance will not cover you if something goes wrong. So who do you use? Look for a reputable aftermarket accessory shop. Look at Google reviews. Ask on Reddit. See if they have pictures or video of their work. Keep in mind, if your vehicle is a brand new, sometimes a shop may only have a prior year pictures and video. The idea that any little mod will instantly void your warranty is one of the most damaging myths in the car world. The truth is, you have the right to repair and modify your car. You just have to be smart about it. From a simple dash cam to a full suspension overhaul, you can absolutely personalize your car without living in fear of the dealership. It's all about understanding the difference between a low-risk mod and a high-risk one and knowing your rights. If this video helped you feel more confident about modding your car, do me a huge favor and hit that like button and subscribe for more videos that give car owners the real story. Most importantly, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and share your experience. Have you ever had a dealer try to deny a warranty claim because of a mod? Let's help each other out. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are looking to support us in any way, check us out, safedrivesolutions.com. where we offer professional installation in Greater Vancouver and Greater Toronto, Canada. We also supply dash cameras and sell them on safedrivesolutions.com. Have a safe drive.